let's drag our floating action button to our designer view. Drag and drop. Okay. Now, what is a floating action button? What does it do? A floating action button is um it is used. All of you, you know that you guys, you have WhatsApp on your device. So you can see that button at the bottom right corner of your device, a chat like icon there. That's what we call a floating action button. Let's look at the definition of floating action button. Okay, a non-visible component that is used to create floating action button. Floating action button are used to indicate the primary action of a screen. Primary action of a screen. Okay, so I've explained what floating action button is. So let's look at the property of the floating action button. You have the background color. You can set the background color. You can set the elevation, the icon color. You can add material icon. Don't worry, you still learn what this material icon is, what it is in our class. Okay, the margin button, the margin right, and the size. You can set the size. Maybe you want it to be normal, you want it to be mini, you want it to be auto. Okay, so that's the property of the floating action button. Let's go to the image component. Let's drag and drop into our designer view. What is an image? An image here allows you to show a static image. This image does not support .gif. It doesn't support GIF images. So let's look at the definition of the image here. Let's click on this. Okay. An image is a visible component that can display static images. So note, this component does not render GIF animation. So you cannot upload a GIF image using the image component. Okay, let's look at the properties of the image component. You can make it clickable so that once a user click on the image, it perform a specific action. So we also have the height and the width. You can set it to fit parent automatic, but you can also set it manually to enter a particular value of in pixel. Okay, so we can also choose an image, a picture. Okay, let's choose this, our picture.png. Okay, you can set the angle. Maybe you want it to be 180 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 like that. So you can also make the image to fit, like it will occupy itself in the image. You also have the visible property. You can make it visible, and you can make it invisible. So in our case, we make it visible. So let's move to the next property, which is label. This label is an important component in development. Label. I don't think there's any app you want to build that you are not going to use the label components. I don't think there's any app that you want to use without using the label component. It's not possible. So what is a label? Let's look at the definition of a label. A visible component that displays formatted text. So you guys know what formatted text means. Okay, let's look at the properties. We have the background color. We can set the background color. You can make it clickable if you wish. You can make it font bold. You can make it italic. Sorry, why do I was make that mistake? Italic. I can also set the font size. So let's make the font size 18. You can see 18 is the font size. So we have font typeface. Also have the height and width. You can make it few parents, automatic, or you can enter it manually. So we also have the text. What do you want us to what do you want to be imputed in the text? So let's highlight this and let's say my first app. Okay, my first app. You can set the alignment center, left, or right. Let's leave it as it is. You can also set the text color. Maybe you want it to be white, you want it to be blue, pink, and so on like that. It also has the visible props here. You can make it visible and you can make it invisible. So in our case, we make it visible. So let's quickly move to the next component, which is the linear progress bar. Let's drag and drop. So the linear progress bar also have similar function with the custom progress and also the circular progress. They do the same function. You just have to select which one do you want for your app. Okay, let's look at the definition of the linear progress so you can know what it is all about. A visible component that indicates the progress of an operation using an animated line bar. Okay, so let's look at the properties. It only has the width. It doesn't have the height. So you cannot set the height of the linear progress bar. You can only set the width. So you can make it few parents, which you must always do. Interminate, checked, interminate, color, maximum, minimum, progress color, and our visible property here. So once we start our app, once we start building our app, we are going to use some of these components and we shall see how they work in our mobile apps. Okay, let's quickly move to the next component, which is the list picker. Let's drag and drop into our designer view. Okay, as the name implies, list picker. A list picker is used to show a particular list of an item. So let's look at the definition so you can know what we are talking about. What's a list picker? A list picker is a visible component that, when clicked on, displays a list for the user to choose from. So it displays a list of items for the user to choose from. Okay, So we have the background color. You can set the background color element from string. We can also do this in the block section, and you can also add element to string from the designer view using a comma. Okay, the text, um, the list speaker must always be enabled. You can set the font to be bold, font italic. Okay, the system is too slow, I don't know why. Okay, let's make the font to be 18 as our font size. Good, 18. We have font typeface, height and width. Okay, we also have image. We can also make an image for the for the list speaker. We also have item background color. As I told you earlier, a list speaker allows you to select from a list of items. So those items, these are the property for them: the item background color, the item text color, the selection, you have the shape. You can make it rounded, you can make it rectangular, and so on and so forth. So show filter bar, we don't want to show the filter bar. Okay, you can set the text for the list speaker. Let's leave it the way it is, so you can know what that component is. Okay, we also have the text alignment, which can be centered, left or right. And we also have the text color. You can also change the color to whatever suits you. Okay, the title, you don't need that. We also have the visible component property. Okay, let's see if we can quickly look at the next component before my time runs out. Okay, let's go to the notifier component. Let's drag and drop into our designer view. Okay, what's a notifier? A notifier, let's check it out. A notifier is a visible component that displays alert dialog, messages, and temporary alerts. So it's a visible component. But you can see in our designer view, we can't see the notifier is invisible in our designer view. So a notifier shows a message, a pop-up message to his or her users. Let's look at the properties. We have the background color. You can set the background color. We have the lighting. You can make it lighting. You can make it linkify. Okay. The length of the notifier. You can make it long. You can also make it short. Long and short is the duration at which you want your notifier to last. So we usually use long so that the user will be able to read what the notification is telling us. Okay, we also have the text color, the font typeface, title color, title font typeface. You can also use the background color if you wish. Okay, let's move on to the next component here, which is the radio button. Let's drag and drop into our designer view. Okay, let's quickly do this. Our radio button, the system is slow. Why? I dragged it. Okay, we shall meet in the next tutorial. So the next tutorial will be talking about the radio button. The radio button. Okay, thank you for your attention.